Yeah, now it's okay. No, it's blurred. मेरा फोन आप वहां जाते तो ऑटोमेटिक हो जाता, तो वहीं खड़े रहो ऑटोमेटिक, लेकिन वो बेंड आ रहा है स्क्रीन కొద్దిగా टाइप थोड़ा लेंथ थोड़ा लेंथ थोड़ा ऊपर करना हो नहीं रहा मैक्सिमम
ऐसे नीचे आ गया, ऐसे आ गया, ताकि स्ट्रेट कर दो,
स्ट्रेट स्ट्रेट से तो नहीं होता है, इसको थोड़ा ऊपर लेके
और आगे ले लो,
आगे ले लो, नहीं तो ऊपर
ऊपर ऊपर
ऊपर स्क्रीन को ऊपर इधर नहीं, हाँ नजदीक से मेरा हाइट के हिसाब से लगा.
ఓకే సార్. ఈ లెఫ్ట్ సైడ్ లో లైట్ ఏదో ఉంది సార్, చూడండి సార్, లైట్ ఫోకస్ పడుతుంది దాన్ని.
Right is important. Yes. Now?
Now okay sir.
Shall I start? No, I think it's slow. Slow గా ఉందా? Now?
Now okay sir.
It's very slow. Shall I start? No, it's very slow. Voice is very slow.
sir we can start sir.
Anil?
సార్
లేదు సార్ కరెక్ట్ గా ఉండేది సార్.
ఓకే సార్. ఓకే
వెంటనే ఇమీడియట్లీ
వినపడుతుంది సార్. నేను జూమ్ లో చూస్తాను.
Shall I start? Page student, sir. Page student. Right, let us start. Good evening, students. This is Kiran Kumar, chemistry lecturer from Excellence Junior College. So we are going to start the paper discussion of 5th April, first shift, 2026. The paper, according to the information, chemistry was easy to moderate. So let us see the questions. The first question I got in, we have questions are mixed. Integer question I got was 0.2 gram of organic compound. Weight of organic compound is given as 0.2 gram. Harris method. In every paper, one or the other, Harris method or percentage of phosphorus or nitrogen Dumas method. In every paper, you are able to see that is the people who are preparing for next examination. You try to go through this 100% one question is there. 0.6 gram. And we know that gram molecular weight of barium sulfate is 233. What is Harris method? Percentage of sulfur is equal to 32 by weight of barium sulfate, that is gram molecular weight of barium sulfate, into weight of barium sulfate given is 0.6 gram by 0.2 gram is weight of organic compound into 100. So you can calculate very easily. You will get 9600 by 233. That is approximately 41 point something. That is 41%. So very simple question. Only calculation at the last is somewhat you say, yeah, to some extent it's lengthy calculation, but the formula, everything repeatedly we have such type of questions in the class forms. And kinetics, physical chemistry today, both asan when compared with yesterday or January shift 1, 2026 shift 1. And compared with that, physical chemistry questions are very easy now. You can see this question. Some students will say it is T90%. And some students will say that it is T99%. I took it as T99%. Is asking T99% of a first order kinetics reaction. T50%, that is half life is given as 6.93. For the assumption here, very easy question. T99 by T50. You know that T is equal to 2.303 by K. Log of A by K minus 6 for first order elements. So here T99 is asking, so I can write instead of writing all this 2.303 by K log of what is initial concentration 100%. Percentage, that's why I'm taking 100. Now this is 100 minus 99, that is 1. Why? 2.303 by K log 100 by. Now what is this 50 means 100 minus 50, once again it becomes 50. So it is log 100. I'm taking log base and directly here and log 2. You know the value of log 2, it is 0.3. And log 100 is log 10 square is equal to 5. Now T99 is equal to 2 by 0.3 into T of. T of is given as 6.93, directly I'm taking 6.93 here. So you are getting it as 2 into 69.3 by 3, 23.1. 2 into 23.1 is almost, yeah, actually, so the answer here is not, it's not 23 actually. There is 46.2. So approximately I can write 46%. Let us go for the next question. This is once again from physical chemistry and it's very easy question once again. N plus elements. N plus elements. You see the first one. 3 plus 0 is 3. Second one. 3 plus 1. This is 3 is 3. Okay. 3. And this is 3b is 4. Next one, if you see third one. 4 plus 2. We know that L2 means is D. D is option. That is nothing but 6. Next one, if you see 3 plus 2, that is 3D, is 5. So now, compare the energy of organelles for multi-electron species. You studied aqua principle and you know that based upon n plus 3 values, you will write the order. So this is having less value, that is A less than 4, that is B, less than B, and less than C. So A is less than B, is less than, yeah, this is the option. Second option is correct one. Let us go for the next one. So whatever you are able to see up to here, they are very simple questions. Consider the following statements. This one is completely memory based question. Memory based question. Here, memory based question. Glucose exists in two anionic forms, right? Alpha format, beta format. This is right. And melting point of alpha anomer is greater than beta anomer is wrong. Alpha anomer, if it is 146 degrees centigrade, approximately, it's 155 degrees centigrade. So beta anomer is greater than alpha anomer, so this is wrong option. This is correct option. Next one, specific duration of alpha anomer. This is also wrong because alpha anomer is 112 degree, approximately it is 111 degree point something, and beta anomer is 90 degree. So this option is also wrong. Alpha and beta anomers are made at temperature. This is correct option. Completely from NCERT we gave this. So 1 and 4 they are right. This biomolecules. Compulsory medicine students who are going to write the next exams go through biomolecules once. Let us go for this statement. Almost in this paper, 3 to 4 questions are there which are statement type. And maximum inorganic and organic questions they come. Stunningly, the physical chemistry questions were very less in this shift. Let us go for statement 1. In octahedral complexes, each electron in T2G orbital, we know that d orbitals are pi. In the presence of ligand, they will lose degeneracy and they will split into T2G and TG orbitals. T2G orbitals DXY, DYZ, DZX, and EG orbital DX square by square, DZ square. Now, you know in octahedral splitting, this particular T2G orbitals, their energy decreases by -0.4 each. That is decrease, is -6 degrees and it decreases by 0.6. So what is saying when energy decreases, I think you know, when energy decreases, the stability increases. You see this statement in octahedral complexes, each electron in each T2G orbital stabilizes by. Yes, that's right. And that of EG orbital stabilizes by 0.6 delta naught. It is also right. So the first statement is right. Second statement, let us go for. All the electrons are of same energy, but after complex is formed, that means before formation of complex, before splitting of the orbitals, they are degenerate orbitals. But after splitting, you know, crystal field splitting energy, stabilization energy. You studied crystal field theory, you can see the splitting here. So this statement is also right. Both 1 and 2 are right. So inorganic chemistry, but naturally we are getting direct questions. Now, once again, statement 1, statement 2 questions. Stability of carbon ion. Carbon ion. You know that carbon ion is negatively charged substance. If any electron donating groups are there, plus side groups are there, then what happens to the stability of carbon ion decreases? Any plus side. See this CH3 taken twice. So here 3 plus side groups are there. So what is happening to the stability? It is very less. When compared with this, here two groups are there. 2 plus side groups are there. So the stability of this compound is more when compared to this. And the last one you see only 1 plus side group is there. So the stability order whatever is given is correct. Statement 2, stability of carbon ion will be explained on the basis of inductive effect. I was explaining the stability based upon inductive effect only, so both the statements are correct. Let us go for the next. Now organic came. I was waiting for organic questions. Organic also very easy here. You can see. But this question, most of the students will not solve this question. The reason is they will generally will not understand the question. See, first reading the question is very important. If you understand the question, it's very easy question. Yeah, generally they think it as moderate and some students say this tough question was valued HNO3 whenever phenol reacts dilute HNO3. You are going to get R2 and nitrophenols. R2 nitrophenol are unknown. Now just we wrote this distillation here just to separate which two. We know that here hydrogen bonding is the intramolecular hydrogen bonding. So this is more volatile. And this will have intermolecular hydrogen bonding. You know that this will have more boiling point than this two. These two can be this one. So then these two can be separated by distillation. So this is what is asking distillation some grade. Here change in percentage of oxygen from phenol and productive filter rate is X%. So this one will vaporize first and we will get it, will condense it and we'll get that. Whatever it may be this compound or this compound, the oxygen percentage is same. If you calculate the molecular weight of phenol, 6 carbons are there, 6 hydrogens, ones. 72 plus 6 plus 16. You get 94. If I'm not wrong, it's 94. Now, 94 gram of phenol is 100% hydrogen. In this, what is the percentage of oxygen? 16. If you calculate it, 16 100 by 90. And coming to this particular compound, there are how many carbons? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carbons. Once again, hydrogens 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. H5, 1 oxygen, 2 oxygens, 3 oxygens are there, 1 nitrogen. So once again, 6 into 12, that is 70 plus 5 into 1, 5. Nitrogen is 14. 3 oxygens, 3 into 16. 48. So you get 72 plus 5 plus 14 plus 48. You can calculate this around 129, 8 plus 4, 12 plus 5, 17, 19, 1, 5, 6 plus 7, 5, 6, 7. So 6 plus 7 is 139 around 12, 5. We can calculate this 139 around. Just remove one hydrogen and add 2 oxygens there. Here the 94 plus 48 and 1 nitrogen 4 minus 1 like this also you can calculate instead of doing all these things. 12. Okay. So here I'm getting some 139 something here. And how to do this problem I'm explaining here. 139 is 100%. And how many oxygens are there here? 3, so 48 is oxygen. It takes time, but we can calculate. So this minus 14800 by 139 minus 1600 by 54. Calculating. So this one, actually the concept is easy. Calculations, such type of physical chemistry questions, whatever we can do, we have to do at the last. So if suppose tomorrow or day after tomorrow, whatever the whatever exams you are going to write for the, if such type of questions are there, we can do them. Just take some time. At the last, try to solve them. Let us go for the next. Once again, statement type questions. K2CR we use pen. The other day I was talking about this in class. KMNO will not be used as primary, it's not primary. Why it is not primary standard solution? Because it is generally hygroscopic. And MnO2 will be present always in KMnO4. Even if it is exposed to light, also some MnO2 will form immediately from KMnO4. And it is hygroscopic. But K2CR7 is not hygroscopic, so is primary standard solution. The statement is right. But this statement is wrong. Because phenolphthalein, we know that it is the acid. It is not base. So statement 1 is correct, statement 2 is wrong. So our option is third option. Let us go for the next one. Mole fraction of ethanol in 10% weight by weight solution. In here the option is wrong. 10 gram of urea. What is the formula of urea? So here it's a must to know the formula of urea. Is in 100 gram of solution. 100 gram of solution. Is it okay? Now, what is gram molecular weight of urea? Urea gram molecular weight we calculate. It's 60 gram. Now, number of moles of urea, let us write as number of moles of urea weight by gram molecular 10 by 60. you may catch 1/6 every day. Now, what is weight of water then? Weight of water is equal to 100 minus, because this is weight of solution. 100 minus 10 get 9. What is gram molecular weight of water? 18 grams. Now, number of moles of water, you can calculate it. Weight by gram molecular weight 19 by 18 is what? Now it's asking to calculate more find value of its here. Mole fraction of water and electrical. I think somewhere the question is typed wrong. It is, I think, mole fraction of urea or urea. If it is urea, then let us see. Then mole fraction of urea. That is number of moles of urea by. So the student whoever gives this answer, I think he did some mistake here. Let us see. Urea N2. Okay. Now N2 is 1/6. N1 is 5 into 1/6. If you calculate this, 1/6 5, 31/6, almost 1/31. You calculate this, you can see approximate value I'm going to consider here 5. Okay, it's not going to 5. So 2 times 3 times let us try. So 93. Okay, so it is 7, 0, some 2 times 16. So it is 0.032 something. So the answer is wrong. Already I have showed it. It must be 32 into 10 to the power of -3. If this is the question, if it is of urea. If it is of water, then x1 is equal to 5 by 5 plus 1/6. You can calculate this. But I think it is of urea because 10 to the power of -3 wrote, so it must be of urea. Okay, I think I'm clear. Next one. Arrange the following mixtures in increasing order of pH. Yeah. This is also somewhat time taking question. It's not to that extent, but logically we can answer this question. HCl plus CaOH is CaCl2 plus 2H2. I'm least called to this solution because we take generally consider as calcium hydroxide and HCl both are strong acid and strong base, and strong base and strong acid. So pH of that particular salt solution will be 7. So don't bother about it. But first stop, what do you do? 10 ml of HCl, 10 ml of COH. But here is decimolar, means 0.1 molar. 10 into 0. That is 10 millimoles of 10 millimoles of HCl. And next one you see even COH twice 10 into 0.1. Here also 10 millimoles of COH twice. Now what happens? According to balanced equation, 2 moles reaction, 1 mole. So here, oh sorry, I'm extremely sorry. Yeah, both are 1 millimole. 1 millimole of HCl and 1 millimole of COH. Okay. Now, according to this balanced equation, 2 moles reaction, 1 mole. So 1 mole reaction, 0.1. So finally it becomes 0. This is 1 minus 0.5. So how much is left over? 0.5 mole of COH twice. It gives 2 OH minus ions. So the concentration of OH minus ion is 2 into 0.5 by total volume, that is 20. I'm not going for calculations here. It's very simple. Unnecessary time waste to go to calculations here. Second one. Second one, what we give 10 ml of HCl and 25 ml of COH twice. Let us go. Once again, decimolar 10 into 0.1. Yeah, this is 1 millimole. And this is 25 into 0.1. It becomes 2.1. Once again, 2 moles react 1 mole. So 1 reacts with 0.5, left over is 0, and this is 2. Now you can see OH minus ions are more. And if OH minus ions are more, pH will be more. And the last option, rest you can neglect it. The reason is here, say third one, HCl plus H2SO4. When two acids are added, pH still decreases. pH is less than 7. So this must be reached. Yes, third one must be reached. Here third is reached, here third is reached. Third, here also third is reached. Sometimes mistake once again. 3 is less than 1. Yes. Because here OH minus ion concentration is less. And then because OH minus ion concentration is more, so here C is correct option. I think you got it. Let us go for the next one. Generally in IUP intermediate public examination, like question he gave it very simple question because KOH, you know that KOH is base. KOH is base, we know everybody is familiar with that. Base means pH must be greater than 7. Now directly you can neglect this. Just elimination process we can do, but it's a base. So base must be greater than 7. This also can be neglected. So directly you can go for this option. Yeah, the procedure is here OH minus ions from KOH concentration is 10 to the power of minus. Now you have to take even from water also. It is nothing but once again 10 to the power of minus. Now you have to add this. But then also you can't get. Am I right? So here it must be greater than 7 plus because it's a base. So directly you can go for this. There's another question. Next one. Consider the following reaction. If you see this reaction, it is Friedel-Crafts cyanidation. He gave N propyl. When anhydrous ClCl is used, you know this is carbocation. Now this carbocation rearrangement is possible. So that what happens here? You get positive hydride can write it. And this is more stable carbocation because it is secondary. And this is primary. So secondary is more stable. What is stable? The rearrangement of carbocation first is side. Isopropyl can see now you see it is reacting. This is aromatic electrophilic substitution reaction. So you get isopropyl can see cumene. This is right. This statement is right. Isopropyl cation intermediate is formed. This is isopropyl cation. Now this is also right. So he is asking which is incorrect statement, we can go for this. Even though if you don't know that also, first three options if you see. But this one also I'll explain. What is saying here, penicillin and isopropyl. This is cumene. Cumene is more reactive than penicillin. In aromatic electrophilic substitution reactions, cumene is more reactive. Why? Alpha hydrogen is there, hyperconjugation will be there. That's why it is more reactive than penicillin. Okay, I think it's clear. Next. What amount of residue will be produced on eating 2.7 gram of Ag2CO2? I'm thinking that this paper, many students they did almost 50 to 60 questions easily. But one very important concept is there in this. Generally, most of the students will write Ag2O plus CO2 and they will calculate. But it goes wrong. The reason is Ag2O is highly unstable. High temperatures, it changes to silver and it changes to silver at once. So overall reaction, no, then only you can do it. Otherwise, many students see whenever the question is easy, generally it happens. Student will think like this and he will calculate and he thinks that he did right. If unless and until you know HG2O is highly unstable, HGO is highly unstable, you can't write the equation properly. If you can't write the equation, you will not get the answer. Here, 2 into 108 atomic weight of silver, carbon 1 into 12, plus 3 into 16. So it is 216 plus 12 plus 48 is 276 gram. Silver carbonate is giving you 2 moles of silver, that is 2 into 108, 216 gram. This is gas. This is gas. So what is asking here, you see, basically. So solid, whatever is left over, we have to see. Now, how much amount of 2.76? 2.76 gram will give 2.16 gram. Where is the matter? So B is our option. I think it's clear. Oh, next. Once again, a beautiful question, statement question, but Gabriel primary synthesis is there as well as this one again. Remember, Hoffman bromide. Hoffman bromide degradation. Hoffman bromide degradation will give primary amides, right? See here, this is amide. This is amide. Just remove this in the presence of NaOH. Okay, don't be confused. They will write NaOBr because instead of NaOH, they can make KOH. Instead of NaOBr, they can write KOBr. That's primary. This statement is right. The statement is right. This is the option there. So what is saying here? Primary aromatic amine is going to form. And next one, Gabriel Thalmide synthesis. Here it is primary amine. So primary amine is right. Gabriel Thalmide synthesis can't prepare any. What is the reason? Just I have to explain here. Thalmide. This is Thalmide. When AOH base is used, now it's a nucleophile. Nucleophile must react with aryl halide. You know that aryl halide not oxidative. Nucleophilic substitution reactions that easily. After this only, suppose if you take alkyl halide, then you get alkyl substituted diamide. Then we will use OH minus. So you will get primary amine. It is for primary amine preparation. It is for primary amine preparation. Okay, so here aryl halide can't be used. The reason is it can't undergo nucleophilic substitution reaction. That is a problem with this reaction. That's why the statement is wrong. Next one. Order of electronegativity. Generally, we use con. That is chlorine is more electronegative than oxygen. In OH2, oxidation state of chlorine is minus. So oxygen is plus 2 here. So it is right. In N2O, we know that N2O, oxygen will be having more electronegative than nitrogen. Therefore, the oxidation state of oxygen is minus. The statement is also right. Both statements, statement 1 and statement 2 are right. Both statements they are right. Okay. So this must be the option here. That is C option. Both statements 1 and 2 are right. Let us go for the next. So once again, organic chemistry question. Some sequencing here. We are alcohol chemistry. I think you know what is the use of alcoholic beverage is eliminating agent. So here, what you say, dehydrohalogenation takes place, and you'll get allyl benzene. Now, hydrolysis, hydration is he wants to say hydration in the presence of acid. It forms, you know, it is marconic oxidation. Then PCC. What is the use of PCC? Pyridium chlorochromate, pyridium dichromate, they are mild oxidizing agents which converts alcohols to aldehydes and ketones. So this must be our answer. Yeah, three reactions are related. You must know about dehydrogenation, you must know hydration, then you have to go for oxidation. Three reactions are involved, but it is also not that tough question. The order of this one. It is toughest question actually. It looks very easy, but it is the toughest question. Generally, the students think the CH3COH is more acidic than H3PO4 is more acidic than H3PO4. This is 100% wrong. First of all, among these two, H3PO3 is more acidic than H3PO4. We'll talk about inductive effect here by teaching 15 group and comes CH3COH. CH3COH is weak acid when compared with phosphoric acid as well as phosphorus acid. Its Ka value is around 10 to the power of minus 2. Its Ka value is around 10 to the power of minus 3. Its Ka value is around 10 to the power of minus 5. And if Ka value is more, the stick strength is more. So, one more question I want to add. Yeah, this one. Actually, options are given, various options are given. Time was not sufficient to write the options, but this is the correct option among all those. I'll explain this option and its courses. Reductive osmosis. This is once again a beautiful question of organic chemistry. Can break here. And you know that on reduction, alkenes will give carbonyl compounds, alright? Now this is one. Once. So let us see once again this one. Now this is a product. Now what is the next step? Alkali OH1. Now this is alpha hydrogen. We can remove hydrogen and we can aldol condensation. Okay, aldol condensation. Now here, what are you going to get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A five-member ring, right like this. A five-member ring we are going to get, and here OH. This one, it becomes OH, and this is C double bond O. Now when it is heated, now here you know this is alpha, beta. Beta hydroxy ketone. Now hydrogen will be removed from here, OH from here. So here a double bond will form and C double bond. Now what is next here? Next is iodoform reaction, NaY followed by hydrolysis again. This is CH3 C double bond. You know that it participates in iodoform reaction because ethyl ketone group is there and it becomes CHI3. And the other one is, so this is what you last year see movements. You can see these two answers. So these are some questions I got, and I think paper 15 to 16 questions every student can solve. But only 2 or 3 questions are there which takes some time. For example, the physical chemistry question you try to solve, I think explanation is okay for it. So this question I was talking about to calculate percent of oxygen here, percentage of oxygen here. So method to calculate this minus this gives the change in percentage of oxygen. Thank you guys.
Yeah. Namaste, students. I think most of you must have written JEE today, morning shift, April 5th, right? So if I see the other papers like April 2nd and other papers, so today's paper, as far as maths is concerned, relatively easy. But when I talk about absolutely about the today's paper, like the physics and chemistry and mathematics. So mathematics has got the more tougher or more challenging questions. So anyone who's attempting around, let's say, 15 to 16 questions, probably you are very close to the 99.9. Right? To be very honest, getting such kind of an ideas for a student after literal hard work of 2 years and then generating those ideas at the right time is literally a challenging thing. Right? So I'm Ramesh. So I'll be discussing today's April 5th shift one paper. So we have got some questions from few students, covering based questions. So let's quickly dive into those and let's have a quick look at those questions. Right? So chalo. So mathematics one thing. So very first question. It is from the chapter so-called the sequence and series. There were many students. It looks easy after the exam, but in exam, generating the idea is a little easy, challenging. I remember even for the advanced or any other competitive exams, जब भी आपका sigma दिखता है ना, whenever you see the sigma, better go for telescopic circle, right? So numerator 528 you keep it outside, ठीक है? 528 you keep it outside. चलो अगर 528 is outside, sigma, whatever I think there is I'm writing n plus 2 minus n. So what is the first term? N plus 2 by denominator. So n plus 2 will get cut. So we are left with 1 by n into n plus 1. Minus second term by denominator will give us n plus 1 into n plus 1. So these are the two consecutive terms. So if I keep substituting the values of n, except the first and last, remaining all will get cancelled. ठीक है एक बार देखते हैं बेटा. So it is basically one two I have to set inside out of this. So it is basically 264 is left after setting the 2 inside. And then I'm putting this equal to 1, correct? So it is 1 by 1 into 2 minus 1 by 2 into 3 plus 1 by 2 into 3 minus 1 by 3 into 4. Let us write the last term. Alright. So last term is equal to 10, 1 by 10 into 11 minus 1 by 11 into 12. आपने देखिए बेटा यहाँ पे these two will get cancelled. These two will get cancelled the next term. ये सबसे last but one bracket का last term जो है that will get cancelled. So we are left with very simple calculation now. It is basically 264 1 by 2 minus 1 by 11 into 12. एक तो कॉमन है बेटा इसमें से कट करें. So 1 2 getting cancelled with this 1. ठीक है 3 2 into 1 minus 1 by 66. So 66 minus 1 is 65 by 66. ठीक है 132 into 65 by 66. So here it is. So question is pretty simple because see after the exam probably you may feel the question is easy, but in exam generating that idea is always important. So if you would have practiced more number of times these kind of questions and having the consciousness about the sigma probably would have helped you a lot. So moving on to the next question. So this is from the chapter so called the straight lines. All right. So straight lines is काफी easy question पे lines So this question, let us see. It's easy provided if you know the basic. Again, I'm telling you. ठीक है, कैलकुलेशन तो बहुत कम है, but लेकिन आइडिया तो बहुत खतरनाक है. चलो आगे देखिए. So this question is basically a triangle equilateral which P is 3, 1. And this line equation QR. ठीक है, this line equation is x plus y is equal to 4. So here we go. X plus y is equal to 2. This triangle का जो centroid और arcocenter, incenter, circumcenter all will be same because the triangle is equilateral. So he is asking basically the arcocenter. Okay? So let us find out. So very first thing, I am dropping the foot of the perpendicular and taking this point to be h comma k. What is h comma k? Foot of the perpendicular. Formula लगाओ बेटा. So formula is h minus x1 k minus y1 minus of kx1 plus by1 plus c divided by s square plus b square by a by b. So this is basically 3 plus 5, sorry, 3 plus 5. So it is 4 by 2 is basically 2. So that means x minus 3 is equal to k minus 5 is equal to minus, if they are 2. 8 minus 4, 4 by 2 is 2. ठीक है? चलो, h value is going to be 1 and k value is going to be 3. तो एक पॉइंट पता चला है कि 3 कमा, सॉरी 1 कमा 3, 1 कमा 3. So what is basically arcocenter? Arcocenter and centroid and circumcenter will divide foot of the perpendicular from vertex and vertex is the ratio is 2. Very standard property है. So what is an arcocenter? 2:1 ratio का फॉर्मूला निकाल. ठीक है. So मतलब 2 into 1 that is 2 plus 1 into 3 that is 3. So 2 plus 3 5 का plus 7. Next 2 into 3 is 6 plus 1 into 5 तो 11 by 3. इसको बोल रहे हैं alpha, इसको बोल रहे हैं beta beta. Then you have to calculate 9 times alpha plus beta. ठीक है, 9 times alpha by 3 beta. सबसे पहले 3 कैसे कैंसिल करें, 3 times 16 times 3 48. So here we go. Again I am telling you, when you solve after the exam it looks easy, it doesn't mean in exam it is going to be easy. Generating the idea is easy. So if you ask me, relatively easy question that was. Now coming to this one, from the chapter subpointed definite integration, very easy question literally speaking, right? By looking at the question, x square plus a square format, x is equal to 8 tan theta. See the idea मिल रहा है, ठीक है? चलो, let's dive into it. X is equal to 2 tan theta. ठीक है बेटा? So dx हो गया हमारा 2 secant square theta into d theta. When we go for the substitution, first thing that we have to change is limits. ठीक है, अगर आपका x value 0 हो तो थीटा वैल्यू 0, x value infinity थीटा वैल्यू 5 है. ठीक है, इंटीग्रल वैल्यू हो गया हमारा 0 to 5/2. न्यूमरेटर is ln of 2 tan theta into dx value is secant square theta into d theta. Of course there is a by x square मतलब 4 secant square, sorry 4 tan square theta plus 4. So 4 if you take common, it will be 1 plus tan square theta and secant square theta will get cut. 2 also will get cancelled 2 times. अच्छा, so let us take 1/2 outside, integral 0 से लेकर 5/2. ये क्या हो गया बेटा, ln of into d theta plus 1/2 integral 0 से लेकर 5/2 ln of tan theta. इंटीग्रेशन में very interesting result, ln of sin theta 0 to 5/2 minus 5/2 ln of 2. But यहाँ पे ln of tan theta, ln of sin theta minus ln of cos theta, क्योंकि sin theta by cos theta वो दोनों कट जाएगा बेटा 150 डिग्री. So there is no importance, there is no contribution for this particular integral. तो सीधा ये, this is a constant, therefore x ln of 2 x का जाएगा 5. So it is 5/2 ln of 2 into 1 by 2. Okay. So answer is 5 over 4 ln. So I should say, like if you have seen more tougher questions from the chapter so called indefinite integration, so in that case, this question is going to be an easy question. So next one, this is most favorite topic even for the JEE main as well as for the JEE advanced. If anyone is looking or seriously preparing for the JEE advanced, don't leave this chapter. All right, chalo. Because first question भी वही था. Very first question is also sigma का question we solved, and this question also from the sequencing series. So weightage is very huge. So don't leave. Those who are in the first years, please concentrate on this topic more. Chalo, here we go. Sn is given. So Sn means what? A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus A4 plus an minus 1 plus an is equal to 3n square plus 5. That's what Sn is, sum of n terms. So n terms taken added. So let us evaluate Sn minus 1. ठीक है चलो Sn minus 1 बोले तो a1 plus a2 plus a3 up to so far an minus ये कैसे मिलेगा n का जगह में minus 1 डाला ठीक है बेटा चलो तो मतलब 3 into n minus 1 whole square is 5 into minus इन दोनों का सबट्रैक्ट करो एक पूरा का पूरा बेटा यहाँ पे ऐसे a है बचा right? So don't take this, let us write step by step. So what is that we are left with here is that 3n square plus 5 ठीक है minus इसका expansion 3n square plus 3 minus 6n plus 5n minus 5 ठीक है subtraction cancel and cancel and cancel and cancel. So what are we left with? So the term we have got now an is equal to 6n plus 2. Now the question is the square of the first 10 terms का बात कर रहे हैं sum of the squares. तो उसको square करके क्या एक्सट्रैक्ट करना होता है sigma r is equal to 1 to n a r square. So sigma r is equal to 1 to n. What is a r? 6r plus 2 का whole square. But लेकिन only 10 terms is there इसको यहाँ पे 10 मिलेगी. So how do we do this? A plus b whole square. चलो आगे देखेंगे 36 r square plus 4 plus 12 r sorry 24 r. So first one is sum of the squares n into n plus 1 into 12 plus 1 by 6. Second one is sigma 4 will be added 10 times to 40. Sum of the integers up to 10 terms. Actually number side. So what is the formula? n into n plus 1 into 12 plus 1. ठीक है बेटा 21 by 6. Plus this will be added 10 times and 44 into n into n plus 1 by 2. See, especially this particular chapter, calculation, you need to be a little careful. You need to be very smart, I need to say. Don't multiply every term, right? Do the calculation, 6 is the, ठीक है बेटा? And 2 12 है. यहाँ पे देखो, ये 10 का जो है, यहाँ पे 10 है, यहाँ पे 10 का है, कॉमन देखो. So answer, anyway, not going to be this one, not going to be this one. Because it must be 10 multiple. देखेंगे आगे. So 10 into 6 into 21, that is 126 into 11 plus यहाँ पे 4 बाकी है बेटा यहाँ पे 12 into 11. If at all you wish to take, probably you can take 2 common, right? Or else you can multiply 126 into 11. ठीक है? So यहाँ पे 20 बचा है. When you are taking 2 common, it is 63 into 11 plus 2 plus 6 into 11 because I am taking 2 power. चलो 63 into 11 is 63. So 696. That is 66 plus 2, 68. Add करके 20 से multiply करता हूँ. So answer, let me do it quickly. So 696 and then 68, 86, 14, 10, 16, 7, 64 into 20, 8, 12, 15. एक बार कैलकुलेशन देखो बेटा, ये लेगा आपका. The idea is basically this one, right? It's an easy question. Maybe answer also might be that Harvey they might have written. But otherwise, this is the question of the paper. The question of the paper, in fact, the toughest question of the paper. Right? It is a combination of your functions and PMC. Right? A very good question, in fact, will take time. It's basically an enumeration. You have to keep counting the number of functions that is going one per nature. Achha. So major discussion is going to be f of 1, f of 2, f of 3. Okay, what is case f of 1 is greater than or equal to 3, f of 3 is less than or equal to 3. Let us start with f of 3. ठीक है? f of 3 अगर मैं 4 ले रहा हूँ दूसरी, then f of 2 is going to be 1. अच्छा, then the f of 1 is going to be, and it has to be 1 and after 3 it can be, so it can't be 4. ठीक है? It can be 3, it can be 5, it can be 6. So 3 possibilities. तो अभी तक क्या हुआ बेटा, आपने आराम से देखना पड़ता है इधर. You have to keep watching, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what has happened as of now? The f of 2 has to go to 1 only, f of 3 has to go to 4 only, and 1 can go in 3 ways. ठीक है? अगर 1 is managing any of the element, remaining 3 elements can go to remaining 3 elements in 3 factorial ways. So 3 factorial into 3, that is the first one. Second case, sir f of 3 less than or equal to 4, next step we go to 3. अगर यहाँ पे 3 डाला है बेटा, तो f of 2 will be 2, because 2 plus 3 is 5. Then f of 3, f of 1 has to be more than or equal to 3. We can't do 3 because it needs to be 1. So it can be 4, R5, R6. फिर से 3 ways and corresponding to that remaining 3 elements can be arranged in 3 factorial. So 3 into 3 factorial. Acha. So how about the next one is f of 3 is going to be 2. अगर f of 3 2 आएगा तो f of 2 होगा 3. So f of 1 can be taken 4, 5, 6. Again 3 into, because these two can go in only one way, and this can be done in 3 ways. Remaining 4 into 3 factorial. So we say 3 into 3 factorial. अच्छा, sir f of 3 का और एक possibility थे, that is 1. So if this is 1, obviously this could be 4. Then your f of 1 can be 3, R5, R6, क्योंकि it can't be 4, it has to be 1. So again 3 ways into this thing, so that is 1 more, 3 into 3 factorial. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. It is basically 4 into 3 into 3 factorial. It was 6 into 3, 18, 18 was 72, so option B is correct. So having a bit of patience and then writing the cases probably would have given you the right result. But nevertheless, whatever the case is, whatever the situation is, the question is beautifully framed. Testing the patience, not the intelligence, to be very honest. Question number 6. A teacher wrote either basically 2 words. See them. So one is basically carbo, AEM, PUR. Take it. Second one is Anand Kapoor. So those who are from the Telugu states, probably they'll be taking Sridhar Anantapurka spelling, but he did not give TA. So be little careful. That's kind of emotion that we carry in the exam, but you need to be careful. You need to say, yeah, okay, it is not being given, so this is the case. Question क्या है? Generally we see in the envelope only part of the letter or the name is available. उसमें AN दिख रहा है सिर्फ. ठीक है? So what is the probability that we know that either it has come from the Anantapur, let's say for time being let us call it as Anantapur or from Kanpur. सिर्फ AN दिख रहा है लेटर में. So what is the probability that it has come from Kanpur? So total case क्या होगा? AN can come from this. R AN can come from this. That's the total number of cases. वो कितने हो गए? Denominator में लिखो. AN can come from here. How many ways? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. दो letters use करना है. So 5 ways. Out of that, only one AN. So 1 over 5. Those two letters can even come from this also. How many ways? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. उसमें से कितने AN दिख रहे हैं आपका? So AN1, AN2, so 2 है sir. But these are the possible total number of cases. Numerator में we need it has to come from Kanpur only. So Kanpur case should be written as available case. मतलब numerator. Kanpur में आपका मिल रहा है 1/5. So simple calculation 1/5. 7 plus 10 that is 75 35. Simple calculation 1/5 into 35 by 70. 7 by 17 probably here. So the question is easy, but yet, again I mean to say, at that particular moment, you are generating this idea, obviously it is easy, otherwise it takes your time. Okay, seventh question. From the chapter so-called trigonometry and quadratic equations, so it's more of quadratic equations, taking trigonometry as a base. Achha. So two roots are being given for this quadratic equation. Very first thing that we can calculate is sum of the roots and the product of the roots. अच्छा ठीक है. तो मैं ऐसे लिख रहा हूँ बेटा tan a plus tan b is equal to sum of the roots minus b by a. ठीक है. Product of the roots tan a into tan b is equal to minus 5. So indirectly is asking sin square of a plus b by 2. So a plus b तो चाहिए. तो tan a plus b will be formula क्या है बेटा tan a plus tan b by 1 minus tan b into tan b. Tan a plus tan b is given 2. Tan a tan b is given minus 5. Again, a 2 by 1 minus of minus 5, it is 2 by 6, which is going to be 1 by 3. अच्छा एक triangle we'll make one triangle a plus b. ठीक है. a plus b tan theta 1 3 ये तो root 10 हो गई. Let us go to requirement. Requirement is 20 sin square a plus b by 2. Right? This we are writing as tan into 2 sin square a plus b by 2. How it is looking for 2 sin square theta by 2. 2 sin square theta by 2 is 1 minus cos theta. Yes or no? So let us use that. It is equal to tan into 1 minus 2 theta. 2 into a plus b by 2 is a plus. But like from this mapping, what is cos a plus b? Adjacent by hypotenuse. So it is equal to tan into 1 minus b by 2. So LCM root 10 into root 10 into 3. So here you go. Easy, but the point is connecting this to this one is the very simplest logic one has to take. But most of them would have done this question. So the next question is basically from the second question from the indefinite integration. So indefinite integration need not concentrate much. right? So we will do a complete analysis of the paper of mathematics, like how many questions, what are the questions that we have got, and that we will try to do the analysis part. Here we go. So integral pi by 6 से लेकर pi by 3, ठीक है? This is I'm taking to the numerator. It will be secant power 4x. Acha. So the moment you see secant, the best idea is go for tan theta substitution. ठीक है? Tan theta substitution. What is the substitution here? Integral tan x is equal to t into. Then you will be getting secant square x into dx is equal to dt. मतलब ये पूरा के पूरा मिला के dt हो गया. One more secant square is there. That will be 1 plus tan square. What is cosecant square theta? 1 plus cot square theta. So लिखेंगे बेटा 1 plus cot square theta. So integration lower limit 1 by 3, upper limit root 3. सिर्फ इसको डिस्कस करना. चलो देखो इंटीग्रल 1 by root 3 से लेकर root 3 1 plus t square of 3 minus 1 by t square. अरे क्योंकि tan x is t, cot is 1 by t square. Just let us multiply this. 1 into 3 integration is going to be 3t. 1 into minus 1 by t square minus 1 by t square का integration is plus 1 by t. 3t square का integration 3t cube by 3. This into this is 1, so it is minus t, and the limits are from 1 by root 3 to root 3. I think a simple calculation substituting root 3 in place of t will give us 32 root 3 by 9. अगर आपको कुछ भी लग रहा है बेटा तो ये ठीक है, ऐसा उठा लीजिए. root 3 पे substitute 2 root 3 plus 1 by root 3 plus root 3 cube is 3. ठीक है. Now t का जगह में 1 by root 3 सब्स्टिट्यूट कर. ये 2 by root 3 होगा, ये root 3 होगा, ये 1 by root 3 whole cube होगा. So let us simplify. Try करें. 2 root 3 3 root 3 total 5 root 3. उसमें से एक root 3 हटा दो तो 4 root 3 बचते हैं. ठीक है. 1 by root 3 minus 2 by root 3 is minus 1 by root 3. ये तो minus 1 by root 3 minus 3 by root 3. यहाँ पे 3 से मल्टीप्लाई करके डिवाइड कर minus 4 by root 3 होगा. So if you multiply this here 36 minus 4 32 by 3 root 3. एक रूट 3 से मल्टीप्लाई करके डिवाइड करते हैं. ठीक है. सो 32 root 3 डिवाइडेड बाय. सो ये देखिए राइट. Slightly getting this idea, right? I met few students. One student straight away told, "Sir, go directly tan x is equal to t." So would have done very easy. Bit of calculation. No great idea is involved. And this is from the chapter so-called vectors. To be very honest, the question has taken to the little higher level of the, not from the basic vectors. Okay? If you observe this equation, यहाँ से idea मिलेगा आपका. We call this as vector equations from the chapter vector. Like after the cross product, after the dot product, like multiple products. So sir, कैसे? ये देखो. From here, a bar is the common thing and it is right side. So r bar plus b bar cross a bar. ठीक है बेटा? Is equal to 0. So tell me, when is the cross product of two vectors is 0? Provided they are parallel. तो मतलब this is parallel to this one का मतलब they are collinear. So collinear का condition क्या होता है? One vector is lambda times the other vector. तो का मतलब r bar plus b bar is equal to lambda a bar. अच्छा तो यहाँ से r bar निकालेंगे. R bar let us try to find. So it is lambda b bar minus b bar. So sir, how to find lambda? अगर lambda आ गया, तो then our requirement will be fulfilled. So in order to find the lambda, the one more equation is being given to us. So dot product with A you take, we will get the lambda value. So let us study dot product with A. R bar dot A bar is equal to lambda A bar dot A bar minus B bar dot A. देखो बेटा यहाँ पे R bar ये 0 दिया है. So 0 is equal to lambda into magnitude of A का whole square. 7 plus 1 8 plus 1 9. A dot B I dot I 0 हो गया बेटा. J dot G 1. K dot K वो तो minus of minus plus will be coming this side. इसको यहाँ पे सब्स्टिट्यूट कर. सॉरी इसमें. तो R bar is equal to 1 by 9 A bar minus B bar. कुछ वो भी जल्दी कर करेंगे क्योंकि सिर्फ आपने मैग्नीट्यूड ऑफ R bar निकालना है. ठीक है, एक 3 से मल्टीप्लाई है. So 3 R bar is equal to A bar by 3 minus B bar. ये बार तो पता है, B bar भी पता है, सब्स्टिट्यूट करेंगे. So it is going to be A bar by 3. So मतलब root 7 by 3 I plus J over 3 minus K over 3 minus 3 bar. इसको 3 से मल्टीप्लाई करना. इसका मैग्नीट्यूड चाहिए. तो मैग्नीट्यूड बोले तो स्क्वायर रूट ऑफ i कोएफिशिएंट्स पे J कितने हो रहे हैं? 1 minus 9 that is 8 मतलब 64 by 9. K coefficient 3 6 are 18 and 1 19. 19 square is 361. 361 divided by 9 फिर से. ये देखो बेटा 7 plus 64 71. 71 plus 361. ठीक है. 2 6 7 13 more than 8. ये 3 से डिविजिबल है. या 3 से डिविजिबल है क्योंकि स्क्वायर रूट ऑफ 9 है. तो अगर मैंने 3 से डिवाइड किया तो 3 1 सा 3 4 सा and 3 4 again 144 by 1 4 is left over by 3 3 4 are 12 and 3 8 are. ठीक है, वो स्क्वायर कुछ है तो मतलब इसका स्क्वायर निकालना. So it's basically 432 by 9 is going to be 40. तो स्क्वायर रूट नहीं है. little easy, but the point is calculation wise easy because ज्यादा calculation तो नहीं हो रहा है. Not even a single question so far out of the 9 questions has taken the time. If you are able to catch the starting of the session का time, अभी just we have taken half an hour time. आपने और मैं एक क्वेश्चन खत्म हो गया. मतलब the possibility at exam because I am explaining it. So in exam probably you can do some 23 to 24. अगर आपको फिजिक्स और केमिस्ट्री में टाइम बचा है तो मैथ्स में 25 कर सकते हैं. एक दो छोड़ के 23 मिनिमम कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, let us see this part. The square of the distance of the point from this line वो 3D से 3D भी फेवरेट है JEE का. चलो देखो. So point is 5, 6, 7. From here you have to calculate the foot of the perpendicular. ठीक है. So line equation is given x minus 2 over 2 is equal to y minus 5 over 3 is equal to z minus 2 over 2. So first we write any point on the line. ठीक है, equating to lambda. 2 lambda plus 2 होगा नेक्स्ट पॉइंट बोलो बेटा 3 लैम्डा प्लस 5 होगा नेक्स्ट जेड कोऑर्डिनेट तो dr निकालो dr से x2 minus x1 so 2 lambda minus 3 3 lambda minus 1 4 lambda minus 1 but लेकिन these drs are perpendicular to these drs so product must be 0 होना है so 2 into this 3 into this plus 4 into this ठीक है बेटा 16 plus 9 25 plus 4 29 lambda is equal to minus 6 minus 3 minus 9 minus 20 49 so calculation wise also it did not make your job complicated fractions भी नहीं आ रहे हैं का मतलब आपका calculation बहुत कम हो रहा है so if you substitute lambda here the point is going to be 2 plus 2 4 3 plus 5 8 4 plus 2 6 इन दोनों का बीच में डिस्टेंस का स्क्वायर ठीक है डिस्टेंस कैसे होगा x2 minus x1 whole square y2 minus y1 whole square z2 minus z1 whole square का स्क्वायर ठीक है you should be telling me it is the easiest question of the paper probably so 11 so this is from the chapter so called areas probably this is the only question in the paper I feel probably it has taken your time क्योंकि वो ग्राफिक में थोड़ा सा ध्यान देना पड़ता you should be giving a bit more importance in drawing the graph here we go ये तो y is equal to x square मतलब ऐसे होगा next y is equal to 1 so मतलब आपका जो ग्राफ बात कर रहे हैं वो y is equal to 1 के ऊपर हो रहा है x square ज्यादा हो रहा है y से मतलब ये आउटसाइड की बात कर रहा है एंड अब इसमें अच्छा तो इसका क्या होगा xy is equal to 27 when x is 27 y value is 1 मतलब ये तो y is equal to 1 है ठीक है गुरुजी सो अगर आपका y वैल्यू 1 होता है x वैल्यू 27 होता है तो ग्राफ कैसे आएगा इसका लेस देन इक्वल टू 27 है तो मतलब ये वाला पूछ रहा है तो अभी जस्ट नाउ आई टोल्ड दिस पॉइंट इज 27 मतलब ये पॉइंट तो 27 का वो 1 हो गया ये तो y is equal to x square यहाँ पे लगा हो तो ये x cube हो जाएगा x cube is equal to 27 is 63 तो y वैल्यू is ठीक है बेटा ये वैल्यू x का वैल्यू तो 1 पता है सॉरी y का वैल्यू 1 पता है अगर y का वैल्यू 1 है तो x का वैल्यू भी 1 है सो ये एरिया निकालने का मैं ये स्ट्रिप ले रहा हूँ मतलब यहाँ से लेकर यहाँ तक इसका तो पता है सो मतलब कीपिंग द पॉइंट सिंपल इंटीग्रल 1 से लेकर 3 अपर का माइनस लोअर का अपर का मतलब x स्क्वायर माइनस लोअर का तो 1 है देख रहे हैं चलो ये 3 से लेकर यहाँ तक मतलब 27 ये वाला अपर कर रहे हैं तो ये वाला लोअर कर रहा है का मतलब 27 by x minus 1 है so to be very honestly speaking even I thought this would be the lengthiest question but this also is becoming the easiest in terms of the calculation आगे देखिए x cube by 3 ये तो 27 ln of x minus x 3 से लेकर 27 हो गया अभी तक so 27 by 3 9 minus 3 ये तो अपर लिमिट का 1 by 3 minus 1 ये तो लोअर लिमिट का एक अलग तरीके से तो 9 minus 3 6 ये minus 2 by 3 मतलब 2 by 3 सीधा 20 by 3 आ रहा है देखेंगे यहाँ से क्या मिलेगा अगर आपने 27 सब्स्टिट्यूट कर रहे हैं बेटा 27 ln of 27 ठीक है माइनस 27 वही बोल माइनस लोअर लिमिट का सब्स्टिट्यूशन 27 ln of b माइनस एक बार देखो 27 माइनस ये 3 क्यूब लिखेंगे ठीक है 3 क्यूब में 3 यहाँ से यहाँ पे आएगा 81 3 माइनस 27 प्लस 3 माइनस 24 ये तो 27 ये कितने हो रहे हैं 81 माइनस 27 74 54 हो रहा है। तो मतलब यहाँ पे 20/3 यहाँ पे 54 3 माइनस 24 है तो 54 कहाँ पे दिख रहा है आपका? तो हर एग्जाम्पल अच्छा ये 3 into 24 72 होगा 20 minus 72 minus 52/3 ये देखो again it has come down to simple calculation only drawing the graph probably would have helped you drastically चलिए चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं क्वेश्चन नंबर 12 I don't know for some reason for JEE main और advanced में ये क्वेश्चन बार-बार आते रहते हैं तो अगर आपने JEE एडवांस और मिक्सड और राइट maybe mains का तो हो गया और चांस रखिए those who are going to write for the coming shifts for them this you must go through and have the clarity before you go for the exam तो देखेंगे infinite solutions का क्या होता है rank of A and rank of A by D must be 2 ठीक है तो मतलब वो क्या है वो भी देखेंगे so firstly writing of is 1 1 1 5 all of you is watching us so 1 2 3 9 आगे बोलो 1 3 लैम्डा हमारा काम क्या है कि एलसीएम जीरो करता है maybe the name you may not be aware of but the point is echelon form ठीक है कैसे करेंगे सर r2 r1 3 r1 ठीक है तो मतलब 1 1 1 r2 r1 r2 r1 r2 r1 r2 r1 r3 r1 r3 r3 r1 आगे बढ़ो this minus 2 times this I will get the requirement of LCM figure ठीक है आगे one more step probably ये तो ऐसे ही रहे तो 0 minus 2 times 0 2 minus 2 times 1 this minus 2 times this lambda is 1 this minus 2 times this u minus 30 अगर आपका इंफिनिटी सॉल्यूशन चाहिए ये पूरा के पूरा स्लो है बेटा मतलब lambda is 5 u is 30 वो lambda plus u पूछ रहे हैं तो that is going to be इस क्वेश्चन में भी कैलकुलेशन बहुत आसान है चलो so 30th question probably the last but one question जल्दी देखिए so beta minus alpha is at root 11 beta square minus alpha square is 3 root 11 I don't forget that imaginary number this is there about so this is beta minus alpha into beta plus alpha ठीक है बेटा is equal to 3 root 11 I इसका वैल्यू तो दिया है दोनों के ऐड करके सबट्रैक्ट कर दो वाई सर अरे करो ना मैं बोल रहा हूं तो 2b is equal to 3i plus root 11 ठीक है सबट्रैक्ट करो बेटा 2 alpha is equal to this minus this probably minus root 11 plus 3x ऐसे करते हैं और it has come to the requirement a cube minus b cube a minus b into a square plus b square minus sorry plus ab if you ask me maybe if any of my student they would be I would be focusing more on the identities because पक्का अगर आपको identities पता है तो minimum 2 to 3 questions you can crack JEE में बराबर तो उसका स्क्वायर भी दिख रहा है तो स्क्वायर 11 बीटा माइनस अल्फा इज रूट 11 का स्क्वायर इज 11 एक बार ध्यान देना आंसर तो बराबर 11 मल्टीपल है तो 11 मल्टीपल सिर्फ एक ही दिख रहा है तो कैलकुलेशन करने की जरूरत ही नहीं है। हाँ नो सर प्लीज डू इट। ओके ये तो 11 दिख रहा है इनटू बीटा स्क्वायर प्लस अल्फा स्क्वायर कैसे लिखे? अल्फा प्लस बीटा का होल स्क्वायर माइनस 2 अल्फा बीटा प्लस अल्फा बीटा इन सब का स्क्वायर है। अल्फा प्लस बीटा तो ये है बेटा, उसका स्क्वायर है तो माइनस नहीं हो जाएगा तो फिर आई स्क्वायर माइनस। तो 1 मिनट के लिए अल्फा बीटा 5 अल्फा बीटा 4 अल्फा बीटा इज इक्वल टू a प्लस b इनटू a सॉरी a प्लस b माइनस b a स्क्वायर माइनस b स्क्वायर। So alpha beta is x square. So 11 into 9 from 14 square 11 into कितना है स्क्वायर एक बार ध्यान से देखो फिर से अगर आप ये 4 होना चाहिए क्योंकि 4 हो गया तो 16 होगा 16 तो 176 होगा। एक बार कैलकुलेशन देखो बेटा ये कैसे लिख रहा है दोनों का मल्टीप्लाई करते हैं 3i प्लस रूट 11 टाइम्स 3i माइनस रूट 11 a square. That is a very probably you must have options might be need to be changed kind of thing. Not pretty sure, but the idea is this thing for right. So let's have a look at this minus 9 minus b square. तो ये कितने आ रहा है तो माइनस 20 आ रहा है। ये कितने अल्फा प्लस बीटा ये माइनस करना है यहाँ पे माइनस 5 मिला है। अच्छा ये क्या है 4 अल्फा बीटा का ठीक है 4 अल्फा बीटा इज माइनस 20 अल्फा बीटा इज माइनस 5 तो यहाँ पे एक माइनस थे ये माइनस 4 स्क्वायर है। आंसर तो सही है ठीक है बेटा चलो फ्रॉम द कोनिक सेक्शन इससे पहले भी एरिया में कोनिक सेक्शन का पैराबोला का देखा था तो ये एलिप्स का और maybe easy if I am not wrong let's have a look he says focus is on x axis मतलब a is bigger but see that तो AE is equal to 4 E का वैल्यू तो पता है 4.5 is equal to 4 4 कैंसिल A is equal to 5 तो इसके आगे क्या है b square is equal to a square into 1 minus b square ठीक है ये एसेंट्रिसिटी का फॉर्मूला है तो b square is equal to 25 into 1 minus 3.25 तो b square is equal to 25 ये तो 9 तो मतलब एलिप्स का इक्वेशन तो पता चला x square by a square y square by b square is equal to 1 3 का अल्फा सब्स्टिट्यूट कर बेटा अल्फा स्क्वायर by 9 is equal to 1 तो मतलब अल्फा स्क्वायर by 9 is equal to 1 minus 9 by 25 अल्फा स्क्वायर by 9 is equal to 16 by 25 बट लेकिन क्वेश्चन क्या था क्वेश्चन ये वाला ऐसे एक एलिप्स था ठीक है this is origin this is the focus of course 4 0 and this is the point 3 alpha ठीक है इसका एरिया निकालना है तो ये बस एरिया ऑफ द ट्रायंगल इक्वल्स सो ज्यादा सोचना मत बेस का हाइट टू चार्ट हाइट टू अल्फा तो एरिया हो गया बेटा 1/2 इनटू बेस इनटू हाइट सिर्फ ये हाइट के लिए पूछ रहे हैं क्वेश्चन तो 2 into alpha value is how much alpha is equal to अगर आपने स्क्वायर रूट यहाँ पे लिख रहा है 3 into 4 मतलब 12 over 5 मतलब ये 24 over 5 that's the area of the triangle 24 over 5 thank you and that's what we have from the mathematics department and the questions were I think you have seen right so it is not even taking around 40 minutes of time, probably on, if you ask me in exam, you could do all these questions in 35 to 40 minutes of time. A score of, like, if anyone is attempting remaining questions, I don't know, probably they may be difficult in terms of the presentation or toughness solving ones. But 15 to 16 questions probably helping you to get a good percentage. अगर आपने 70 से ऊपर किया है बेटा तो 90 पक्का मिलेगा आपको. चलो, thank you. That's from our side.
Hello students. So today I am going to discuss the JEE Main 2026 Session 2, April 5th, Shift 1, Physics questions. Okay. So just let me tell you, let me share that what kind of paper it is as per my just analysis. Like as usual, the paper is very normal and you can just consider it from easy to moderate level. Mostly the questions are formula based and it has come from, let's say, unit and dimensions, kinematics, NLM. All these three sections have one question. And apart from that, we have one question from gravitation, two questions from elasticity, and two questions from ray optics, two questions from current electricity. So as usual, you can see that usually we just, we always recommend that unit dimension, current electricity, ray optics, and logic gates, all these questions were covered in this paper. So without doing any delay, let's go to these questions one by one. These are the memory-based questions we are going to. So look, this is the first question. As shown in the figure, we need to get the ratio T1 and T2. T2 is the tension in this particular string and T1 in other part. So this is the simple question from the Newton's laws of motions. Okay. So we need to write the equations. First, we need to get the common accelerations. And after that, by free body diagram, we can get the T1 and T2 calculations, right? So let's say Session 2, April 5th, physics questions. Okay. So just let me share that what kind of paper it is as per my just analysis. Like just consider it from easy to moderate level. Mostly the questions are formula based, and it has come from, let's say, unit and dimensions, kinematics, LLM. All these three sections have one question. And apart from that, we have one question from gravitation, questions from elasticity, and two questions from ray optics, two questions from collector and electricity. So you can say that usually we just, we always admit that unit dimension, current, electricity, ray optics, and logic gates, all these questions were covered. So without doing any delay, let's go to these questions one by one. These are the memory based questions we are going to. So look, this is the first question. Okay, so let's consider that the common acceleration is a. So of course, this is the higher weight, so it's going to accelerate towards that. So based on that, let's say if we can calculate the common acceleration at a time if you want, the net downward force due to gravity is 4g and 6g, that is 10g, and this side it is 4g. So I can directly write 10g is equal to total mass 4, 6, and 4, that is 14a. So that can be written as 6g divided by 14 is the acceleration. And if you take the g value 10, it's going to be 6 into 10 by 14, which is 30 by 7 meter per second square. Now, to get the T1, let's use this equation. T1 minus 4g. We can write the equation T1 minus 4g is equal to 4a. So T1 must be equal to 4g plus 4a, which can be 40 plus 4 into a will become 120 by 7. So that will become 400 by 7 Newton. Similarly, if you just write the equation for 6g, it's going to be 6g downward, T2 upward, and the acceleration is downward. So I can write 6g minus T2 is equal to 6 into a. A is 30 by 7. Right? So if we calculate, T2 will become 60 minus 180 by 7, which is 420 minus 180 by 7. It's going to be 240 by 7 Newton, right? Now, you can get the ratio. T1 by T2 will be equal to 400 divided by 240, which is 5 by 3. So answer to this question is going to be first option, 5 by 3. Let's go for the next question. So this question belongs to the ray optics prism. And in this question, they have given the speed of light in this side prism material. And then they are asking the minimum deviation to the prism. Let's recall this formula that connects minimum angle of deviation with the refractive index. So we know one formula, that is mu is equal to right? How to calculate mu here? We know that mu is equal to C by V. That is going to be 3 by 2. Use that. Now this is the prism angle, which is 60 degree. Sin 60 by 2, which is sin 30. 1 by 2 will get multiplied, which is 3 by 4. Just separate it, divided by 2, 60 by 2 plus delta m by 2, right? So if you can write like this, 30 plus delta m by 2 must be equal to sin inverse 3 by 4. If you take delta m by 2, that will become delta m can be calculated. That is 2 sin inverse 3 by 4 minus 62. This is the answer for this question. Option 4 is the correct option for this. Let's go for the next. So this question is, usually we get a particular physical quantity and we are asked to calculate the dimensional formula, but it's just reverse way. They have given a dimensional formula and they have given some random relation and we need to connect them. So for that, let's try to calculate the dimensional formula of the resistance first. We can use the formula P is equal to I square R. So R is equal to power. We know that for power dimensional formula is ml to T minus 2, and this is A square. So this is the dimensional formula of the resistance. Now, if you just recall, omega is equal to 1 upon root LC. That is another formula. So this means that time has got same dimension as of root LC. So if you just look at, if I take this first option R by root LC, so it's going to be ml2 T minus 4 A minus T, which is the given one, same one. So first option is the correct option. We need to do the back calculation. Let's go for this fourth question. This question belongs to the gravitation. And when we discuss, we always give a lot of emphasis on this, that how the acceleration due to gravity varies when we move above the Earth's surface and below the Earth's surface. Since the height is very small compared to the radius of the Earth, so we are going to use directly the simplified formula. That is the special case when h is less than R. That is G at A will become, let's say, G at surface 1 minus, let's say this value is X. This is going 16 kilometer up and this side is going 16 kilometer down, right? Inside the Earth. So H value I'm going to use 16. So that is 2 into 16 divided by R. And again, at B location, we know the formula, Z naught 1 minus D by R. D is the depth from the Earth's surface. So that is 16 by. Now if you take the ratio, G naught, D naught will get cancelled. So this will become R minus 32 divided by R minus 16. If you just put the value, it's going to be 6368 and this is going to be 6384. If you are going to simplify it, it will come 398 divided by 3. So option 3 is the correct option for this question. Let's go for the next. So you can see that all these questions are basically at easy level only, easy to moderate, not more than that. All are formula based. That's what I was talking about. Let's look at the question number 5. Young's modulus of wire is Y, keeping the material same. If the radius of the wire is doubled while the length is halved, then the new value of Young's modulus is. We have learned that Young's modulus is, it depends on the nature of material only. It has nothing to do with the dimension and all those things. So we are changing the dimensions here, I mean radius and length. It is not going to affect the Young's modulus. So Young's modulus is not going to change by changing the, unless until material is same, by changing the radius and length, its property Young's modulus is not going to change. So it will remain same. So answer 3 is the correct option. Again, this question is from the current electricity. And again, this question is very simple question. Let us see how we can solve this simple circuit. We need to find the current between A and B, right? Now, we can do in different ways. I mean, one way could be just you can take these 3 cells connected in parallel these cells have each one has EMF 15 and internal resistance 3 ohm, and you need to calculate equivalent. And after that, you can just connect this external resistance and calculate the current in that. So let's go by this method. So we know that first let's calculate equivalent internal resistance. So we know that 1 upon R is equal to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R in that case, because all three are in the parallel series. So you are going to have the 3 by 3. That means R is going to be 1 ohm. Similarly, we know that E equivalent upon R equivalent is equal to E1 by R1. So it's going to be 50. Since R equivalent is 1, so E equivalent is going to be 15 volt only. So you can think, you can remove all these with one cell and one internal resistance and connect this. These two are in the series. So connect 6 ohm in between these 2 points A and B. So now this is 15 volt, this is 1 ohm, and this is 6 ohm. And we need to calculate the current in the circuit. So we know that current is equal to E equivalent upon R plus R. So E equivalent is 15 divided by 6 plus 1, which is 15 by 7 ampere. So fourth option is correct. Other way of doing that let's assume that each one is giving I current. So total current through A and B is going to be 3I. And you can run a Kirchhoff's loop. Let's say by taking any one loop, let's say from this case only. So how we are going to write that? Let's say it starts from here and move in this direction. If you are using the Kirchhoff's law, so it's going to write minus 3I into 6, let's say. And then minus 3I again. Plus 15 is equal to 0. So it's going to be minus 21I. I is going to be 15 divided by 21. This is 5 by 7 ampere. This is the I value. But how much current is going to be between A and B? 3I in this particular case. So if you just calculate 3I value, it's going to be 15 by 7 ampere. So either one you can use. You can use this one also, or you can use this one also to solve this. Answer is same, 15 by 7 ampere. Okay, this is the same question. Now this question number 8. This question is from, again, elasticity. They have given the breaking stress of both the wires. These are the two wires, 1 and 2. Breaking stress is given to be 1.2 into 10 power 8. And area of the cross section is also given for both. It's going to be same. Find the maximum value of M such that no wires break. First, we need to discuss which wire will break first if slowly we are increasing this small m. Of course, we know that the tension is going to be higher in the top wire, right? Because two loads are coming, mg and 3g on that. However, in this middle one, it's going to be mg only. So, since breaking stress for both are same and cross-section area is also same, so whichever is going to attain the higher tension is going to attain the higher stress also and likely to break. So wire 1 is likely to break first, right? In that case. So let's calculate, it's going to break first, this wire 1. So let's calculate the stress in this wire 1. So total weight on this wire 1 is going to be, the tension in this wire 1 is going to be M plus 3 into G. And that must be equal to, we know that stress is nothing but the tension divided by area. So tension is equal to stress into area. 1.8 into 10 power 8. This is the stress, breaking stress into area of the wire. Area of the wire will be 8 into 10 to the power minus 7. It will become 8 into 10 power minus 3 centimeter square. Again, if you convert into SI unit, 10 to the power minus 4, so 10 to the power minus 7. Now, you can calculate that M plus 3 is equal to this, let's say, we'll put this value, G value 10, which is given here. So it's going to be divided by 10. So which is going to be 9.6 kg. So M is equal to, which is 6.6 kilogram. So the answer is going to be 2. So again, this is very simple questions from the elasticity. We can go to the next question. The displacement current in a capacitor is 4 ampere. The capacitance of both capacitor is 6 microfarad. Sorry, of the capacitor is 6 microfarad. The rate of change of voltage across the capacitor is. We know that the displacement current are one way. When the displacement current passes through the capacitor, when the charges changes on it with respect to time. When charges is changing with respect to time, potential difference across the plate is also going to change with respect to time. So in that case, let's relate Q with V. We know that Q is equal to C into V. Since at that time charges are changing, so the current is called displacement current, that is equal to dQ by dt, which is going to C is constant value. It depends on the just configuration of the plates, area and separation, etc. So C is going to be constant dV upon dt. The displacement current is given to be how much? 4. C is 6 into 10 power minus 6 into dV by dt. This value we need to calculate. So dV by dt is equal to volt per second, right? So you can write this, if you calculate this, this becomes 6.6 into 10 power 5 volt per second. Option 1 is correct. Right? Now a particle is dropped from rest from a height of 18 meter above the ground. At what height from the ground does the magnitude of its velocity become equal to the magnitude of its acceleration? So the question is like that. You are releasing some particle, it is going to fall, and it is 18 meter height from the ground. 18 meters total. Now, in between, somewhere it has attained the velocity. Equal to the acceleration of the particle while falling. So, what is the acceleration during the fall? It's going to be 10 meter. 10. So, magnitude is going to be 10 of the velocity. Let's say to attain from 0 to 10, it has fallen h height. We can calculate this height. So h is equal to we can use v square is equal to u square plus 2gh. V is how much? 10 square. Starting from rest. G value 10 into h. So h will be equal to 5 meter. So to attain 10 meter per second, it has fallen how much? 5 meter. But in the question, they are asking at what height from the ground. We need to calculate the height from the ground at this stage. So we need to calculate this particular height from the ground. So this has how much? H is equal to 5 meter. 5 meter is from here to here. So how much left out? So height from ground. Height from ground is going to be 18. 18 minus 5, which is 13. This is the correct answer. In a region where electric field exists as minus E naught I cap, initially at time 0, velocity of the particle of mass m and charge q is 4 v naught I cap. given lambda naught is equal to h upon 4 mv naught at instant time 0, find lambda in terms of lambda naught at any instant t. We know that this question belongs to dual nature of the particle, dual nature of radiation and particle. So we know that the de Broglie wavelength is given by h upon mv, right? So how the situation here? Here the particle is starting with velocity initially 4 v naught, and electric field is acting in opposite direction, right? So it is going to, this particle is going to experience a force opposite to the velocity, which is going to be q e naught. So what is the retardation of the particle? It's going to be q e naught divided by m. Now, let's calculate velocity at any time t first. So this is a uniform acceleration. So we can calculate at any time t, it's going to be v is equal to u, which is v naught, 4 v naught, minus at. A means q e naught by m into t. So this is the velocity at any time t. Now, at this velocity, the momentum is m into v, and the de Broglie wavelength is going to be h upon mv. So which is h upon 4 v naught minus q e naught by m into t, right? Let's take, moreover, here one correction. This is not I naught, this is going to be lambda naught. So everywhere I naught has to be replaced with the lambda naught in all these options. Okay. So there is a change in option. It's just a typo error. So let's calculate that. So that I can write, let's 4 v naught, if I take the common, it will become 4 m v naught. This becomes 1 minus q e naught by 4 m v naught into t. This 4 m v naught can be written as h by lambda naught. Right? Lambda naught we can take at the top. So it will become, I can remove from here. And now you can take h inside. So it will become h lambda naught divided by h minus q e naught t h by 4 mv naught. Right? Now this again, h upon 4 mv naught is nothing but lambda naught, right? From there. So you can use that. So that can be written as h lambda naught upon h minus. This I am replacing with lambda naught, right? This I am replacing with lambda naught. So it will become q e naught lambda naught into t. This is the lambda wavelength after time t. So which option is correct? Option 2 is the correct option. All right, let's go for the next question. So here in this particular question also, it's not that difficult. You need to just be skillful to readjust as per the requirement. Now next question. A wave equation is given as so and so. Find the minimum distance between consecutive crests. We know that the minimum distance between two consecutive crests is equal to the wavelength of the wave. So basically, we need to calculate the wavelength. We also know that the equation of a traveling wave is given by A sine this is the angular wave number. If you compare this equation, we are going to get angular wave number is equal to 0.018 per meter. And this is equal to 2 pi by lambda. Wavelength is going to be this can also be written as 2000 pi divided by 18, or you can also write this 1000 pi divided by 9 meter. So this is the wavelength of the wave, which is the minimum distance between the consecutive crest. So option 3 is the correct option for this. This is the next question. This question is from the wave optics, YDSC. In a YDSC setup in air, fringe width is 2.4 micrometer. If we submerge the setup in a liquid of refractive index 1.2, then find new fringe width. First of all, why the fringe width is going to change? The reason behind that, we know that the medium is changing and wavelength of the light depends on the medium in which it is traveling. How it's related? So first thing, what is the fringe width formula? Let's say fringe width formula is equal to, we know that lambda capital D upon small d, right? Capital D is the distance between the screen plane and slit plane. Small d is the separation between the two slits. And lambda is the wavelength. So they have given omega W in air, width of the fringe width in the air, which is 2.4 micrometer. And we are looking for that width in liquid. This capital D and small d doesn't change in this experiment. Only we are changing the medium. In place of air, we are bringing liquid. So we know that wavelength in liquid is wavelength in air divided by refractive index mu. Now, since width is directly proportional to wavelength, I can write W air divided by W liquid is equal to wavelength in air divided by wavelength in liquid. Right? So you can use divided by wavelength in air divided by refractive index, which is mu. So width in liquid is width in air divided by refractive index of the medium, which is 2.4 micrometer divided by the refractive index is given to be 1.2, which is going to be 2 micrometer. So answer to this question is going to be 2 micrometer. So again, it's a very, very simple problem. Just a formula based. This question 14. A charged particle moves in a uniform magnetic field B given by 3 I cap plus 2 j cap Tesla with acceleration 4 I cap minus n by 2 j cap. If only magnetic force is acting, it means whatever the net force is there, it is due to the magnetic force only. On the particle, the value of n is. So only force is magnetic force on a moving charged particle. And we know that the formula for that force is going to be Q V cross B. We know the property of the cross product, that this force is going to be perpendicular to both velocity and magnetic field. And since this force is related to acceleration directly, so I can say acceleration is also perpendicular to the magnetic field and velocity. So here I can say force is perpendicular to velocity and the same force is perpendicular to magnetic field. Or other way we can say that acceleration is going to be perpendicular to velocity as well as it's going to be perpendicular to magnetic field. Since this acceleration and magnetic fields are perpendicular to each other, we can use the vector dot product. Dot product has to be 0. So A dot B must be 0. If you take A dot B, it's going to be 4 into 3 plus minus n by 2 into 2 is going to be 0. 2 cancel. That means 12 minus n is equal to 0. So value of small n in that case is going to be 12. So that's all we have this time. At this time, these are the questions that we have memory based, and you can easily see that all these questions are just formula based, nothing, no much complications. So that's the reason I am just analyzing it as easy to moderate level. Thank you very much.